I really got a little battery left over the phone. I can still always recharge, but I want to record this right away. You never know when everything's going to blow up in your face at any moment. So
I do apologize. Break away from... Okay, sorry. I had to break away from this. I do apologize.
You should not apologize, but instead all the silent voices should thank you and yell on the rooftop that they all be gathering here. Not all the invisible spirits only, but also the visible people to prove the witnessing is undeniable. So I'm starting watching this and I see already, because this would be part 2, they deleted my slides with all my work for the third part. What did I say? What did they see? Fighting the good fight. Or maybe with that already it is enough. Then I see on the corner here, there is the Bigfoot, Yeti, Sasquatch, daughter of John Quinton. Bigfoot, Littlefoot, Mr. Nylon foot impression are usually bigger than the actual foot. Yes, I knew about this. I wanted to tickle you a little bit.
Hi everyone, it's John. And this here video is for a very sad...
Okay, my daughter would have been 13. Then the code with the years, Calibar said first it's happened at the age of 12. But then you talk about your daughter at 13. 12, 13. Then there was 37 years with my husband. John Quinton saying 36 years with his wife. 36, 37, 12, 13. Okay, don't play innocent, John Quinton. You've been talking about numbers from the beginning of your YouTube channel. If anybody would venture into it, they would find.
Very sad thing. And this here video is for a very sad thing. His name's Jonathan Nolan.
My cousin also make those type of art. She did one at her birthday. The birth of Tomo. She did one of those with her own belly. You know the seduction going on. Look my garden. Look, I'm showing your garden. You like people older, long hair, long beard, doing impression art.
I call him Mr. Nylon. But anyhow, he made fun of my daughter's foot, saying that it was a Bigfoot, which is funny because I think she was 10 years old when she did this. So she wasn't a baby. She wasn't, you know, a toddler. She was about 10 years old, I believe, when she did this. Because from what I can make out, it looks like it's 7-11 and then 0. And I'm thinking it was 2000.
It's not a 0. You see here on the top of it's like a jar or something. Can you see it? Or maybe an omega symbol or something. It's not a 0.
She would have been 10 years old.
There are in the rocks deeper surface. I get it. But what is this? Do you see a 0 there? I don't see a 0 there. What do you see there? It's not a 0.
He was born in 1990. It says Mystery Mansion. M-A-N-S-I-O-N. Mystery Mansion. It's pretty interesting. With a footprint, with a question.
Why do you look at this and you say it's pretty interesting, like there is some mystery in it, but you look at it and say there is no mystery in it, it's just the foot of your daughter, and it's a 0, but it's pretty interesting because look, that says Mystery Mansion. At the same time that you deny that I say there's something to look at, you say there is something to look at, but what I'm looking at, it's not what we should look at. But you still want to say it's mystery mansion, right? You still want to say your wife, your mother, Doris, is like door. You still want to say this and that. It's pretty interesting. But when I point something out, you say, no, there's not. I'm just sad. I'm so sad.
And Mark. And from what I remember, we did this when I think she was 10 years old. When we lived in, I believe, would have been East Prospect.
No battery left. Okay, I think I've got enough for like 30 seconds more. Remember from Kelly Barr's video, she said she was told to compare. Hear what John Quinton is repeating. Compare, for comparison. Just like Kelly Barr. They are following after us.
So to do a comparison here real quick for you hireling, you simple thing, sad thing. That's my daughter's footprint. I believe she was 10. Here's my foot in comparison. I'll put my foot in the heel there, See how far my foot goes out past the stone? I'll just move it over because there you can see her toe. See where her tail ends here.
You're doing this because my cousin expressed that she was marveling over your feet. So you show more of the feet. Doesn't need a genius to understand what's going on. She's trying to make me jealous.
Out right here, and then my foot's 10 inches. So that's probably 7 inches her foot at 10 years old. Alright, everyone. Peace, love, joy, and kindness to you all. Especially you, hireling. It's not a big foot.
So you better put a paratonnerre over the rooftop of your house. John Quinton, I remember you said that I would need a chair, not the wheelchair, but you showed the vegetable guy on the chair. You said I would need that chair. Well, you might need a paratonnerre, a lightning rod, for protection over your household. I'm listening to Kelly second part video saying that the third part is pretty much gone, deleted, not by herself, but it seems that Kelly sacrificing her time, her life for us is not very much appreciated by coming from the enemy. So, because Kelly Barr is doing for Jesus, and by doing for us, she understands that she's doing for Jesus. So, I'm listening to her, and I'm thinking, okay, I got a message there. In one of my videos, what I say, already 3 of my enemies already confess that they believe that I won. Remember, change of plan is that a statement about in a year or two, if everything goes well, you might apply the law of the stoning over Tomo. He was plainly declaring that he believed that I already won. But then I said also, in one of my latest videos, I said, well, John Quinton doing the courtship, he's saying no, he's got his eyes only for his wife, but he's a liar. So I said, okay, Marianne, if you want to go with John Quinton, he's all yours. John Quinton, if you want Marianne, she's all yours. You know, like mariage. But then I'm listening to Kelly Bar video, and she's talking about how regrets about words, not able to go back. So here I'm going to say, Marianne, you asked me to choose between you and Samuel. I'm asking you to choose between me and John Quinton. To disannul my words that I said foolishly about not protesting on the day of marriage if you go with another.
King is at, and he also says that he goes through with this vow. Now, if you look through a burnt offering, and he also says that he goes through with this vow. Now, if you look at where the king is at, he's around the Canaanites, I believe. Now, I could be wrong, again. And what do? They do sacrifices, burnt offerings, right? Now,
like with the jar, I wonder why the question mark over the foot of your daughter, leaving a print that she was there, but is she anymore? The thing about Mystery Mansion, this is a date, but you said it's 0, but I don't see 0 over there. I see a jar. I remember Kelly Bar had made a video about children given in sacrifice and their bones would be put in jars. So I'm making the connection with, because you know Rodney Franklin, he followed with it and he made a couple of videos. Sorry, let's go over there right away. Rodney Franklin, you think that Obama is the Antichrist, or is it the Antichrist? Question mark, question mark, question mark. 1 year ago, do you think that Obama is the Antichrist? So you've got 2 new videos here. Nolan roast Wise, and Wise responds to Nolan's roast. Let's watch this one first. Jonathan, the footprint is my daughter's from when she was a kid. She's really got big foot then. Is my daughter... Did you see the side of the print of the foot? Jonathan and the foot print. I can't do this. Is my daughter's from when she was a kid. Maybe that's the Sasquatch Yeti after all. So if John Quinton is the Sasquatch, maybe the daughter is Yeti. Yeti found in Canada. Maybe that's the real thing. For 1,500, would you pay that much? Bigfoot Yeti. Yeti and Bigfoot, are they real? So my cousin, Marianne, said that she wants the real thing. So Yeti or Bigfoot or Sasquatch. So you got it. It's all yours if you want, and it seems that it's maybe reciprocal You see, so I did say those words. I speak in front of the Lord. And then Kelly Bar had prepared a way for to let me know. To let me know that already I declare that 3 of my enemies believe that I won. But I say this. She wants the real thing. So Yeti, or that she, she wants the real thing. So Yeti, or Bigfoot, or Sasquatch. So you got it. It's all yours if you want. And it seems that it's maybe reciprocal because of the art. You really asked for it. You got to connect the dots. What's been said in every house is connect the dots. You've got a big question mark over the foot. What is this for? To ask whose foot is that? Or it's another message. Mystery mentioned. There's got to be mystery somewhere.
Everyone, it's John. And this here video is for a very sad thing. She was born in 1990. It says Mystery Mansion. M-A-N-S-I-O-N. Mystery Mansion. Pretty interesting. With a footprint with a question mark. And
Marianne said that she does not play with the kids. But it seems that other people do. Do you think that it's still seducing to you, Marianne, with John Quinton, Bird Sacrifice, Mystery Mansion? Go investigate a little bit more over the house of Kelly Bar because she had already put the videos about the Bird Sacrifice, bones of children put into jars. This is a jar. This is... he's talking about the birth of his daughter. Mystery Mansion, question mark over the footprint.
And from what I remember, we did this when I think she was 10 years old. When we lived in, I believe, would have been East Prospect. So to do a comparison here real quick for you hireling, you simple thing, sad thing. That's my daughter's footprint. I believe she was 10. Here's my foot. In comparison, I'll put my foot in the heel there, in the heel. See how far my foot goes out past the stone? I'll just move it over because there you can see her toe. See where her toe ends here. About right here. And then my foot's 10 inches. So that's probably 7 inches per foot at 10 years old. Alright, everyone. Peace, love, joy, and kindness to y'all. Especially you, hireling.
Something that stood out to me, John Quinton Wise, in the video you made responding to Jonathan Nolan because he made a video talking about your daughter's foot being big. The cast that was on the rock that she had made, and you said she was like 10 years old or something, and it was the year 2000 on July 11th. July 11th, 7/11. I think that is very odd. 7-Eleven. That she had made, and you said she was like 10 years old or something, and it was the year 2000 on July 11th. July 11th. 7-Eleven. I think that is very odd. 7-Eleven. But also I want to respond to being there, done that, because he commented up under that video that you made, and he's basically making fun of my hurt hand, calling it balloon hand. And what I want to say is, does he act like what Jesus says to do? Is been there, done that for love.
What Jesus also said is that he would reveal the thoughts of many, and the heart, and the intention, and the work. So, the work that's done and the work that is in doing. When I made the comment about the foot was big, it was for to get the cat out of the bag. Now going back over there.
When I asked for to be opposite of my mom, it's in the testimonies. When I wanted to be opposite of my mom, where my mom had the 2 boys and a girl, but all of the one from the one man. Okay, so the 2 boys and the 1 girl. I asked for the 2 girls and the boy. Again, I don't have any religion.
You did not do it because you wanted to do, in rebellion against opposite contrary. You did it because you're a prophet and it was already prepared in advance. J'arrive. It was already prepared in advance that you would have to do this comparison. When they go opposite and contrary, it is because of an art of rebellion, but what you did for the sake of proving all things. My cousin did prophecy, but the Spirit of God or the spirit of Jezebel did prophecy through her when she said she wanted me to be mute. Sorry, I got to go eat, but there's something I need to record over there. Okay, I already finished eating, and I had a conversation with my dad. It was not pretty. My dad was telling me, how is it that Jesus does not have a family name? I said to him, because he's born from the Virgin Mary, and his father in heaven, what is his name? And so he did not know what to answer me.
Religious background, never went to church. Again, I don't have any religious background. Never went to church. Again, picking up the Bible at the age of 50. So, what I'm asking of I am is of what I know of my surroundings. Very limited. Okay, so I'm asking to be like my mother.
In comparison, when I said to my cousin, ask anything you want, you're going to get it. And then she asked about what she knew, her surrounding, what was important at the time in her life. She said, I want to have a father for my son, Tomo. At the time, she had only Tomo. So, she said that. It looks to me that it was sincere. But how is it that she got much regrets after? She had a choice. You see how in the testimony of Kelly, she's talking about her choices that she had? My cousin Marianne, she had also choice to make. And she did choose. So she had regret. Because she chose wrong. Now, Marianne, in her testimony over the YouTube, she said it was for a testimony. She intended to be permanent. Maybe that would be a good thing to add to your testimony, Marianne, about this encounter that you had when I asked you to ask for something, and so you said to me you wanted to have a father for your son Thomas. Later on, what did you say? You said that when Thomas was with his father, you saw that his biological father was violent with him. But then after asking for a father for your son, you did get him back. But you also said that strangers in your house, roaming around and visiting you, were making better fathers for your son. So it all came out from your mouth. You are witness. I don't know if you wrote any of this in your agenda, but you said you can also rely on your memory. Not on your agenda, but you can rely on your memory. And I know that you have good memory, and this must have been important for you that you can remember. You say that you love your children. So are you going to testify, or are you not going to testify? Are you going to try to show again your garden, saying you think there is a snake in your garden, and doing courtship to John Quinton? Or are you going to really testify? Because I was brought in front of judges, many judges. At multiple occasions, I was brought in front of judges. And if it would be you that would be brought to judges, could you testify? Because now it's your chance to testify with much less consequences. Everything that's secret is going to be known. According to scriptures, there's nothing secret that will not be yelled on the rooftop. It's your chance to make testimony. You said that I was trying to prevent you to speak. Now you understand why I was trying to prevent you to speak. Because I was afraid that what you would say would be about condemning yourself with your own words. But you are at liberty to speak, and I'm telling you that if you're really sincere about making a testimony, then make a testimony. Now you understand better what is a testimony, and also what is a true testimony. A true testimony, the part that is more shameful, this is the part that you need to say in the testimony. Samuel told me that in his testimony he is not afraid to say the part shame in his testimony because that makes a true testimony. Kelly Barr is also talking about the shame. She's making her testimony. She's not hiding it. But what do? You say you try to learn from your mistake. And it meant what for you? Not to better yourself, but finding a way to hide yourself from Jesus Christ. So you be brought in more shame. And then you have to struggle more to hide yourself from Him. And then yet you are brought to more shame to the point where you cannot move anymore. You know the thing about push over the corner? I'm your cousin, but I'm more than that. Because you said yourself that with me it's different than anybody else, and you felt from the first time that we really met for the first time, you said it's more. You said it's more than just cousin. You said it. I didn't try to brainwash you over it. It's you that said that to me when we met. So I didn't take advantage of you. And now I regret and I repent of my words that are still kept on record about John Quinton.
I want to be just like my mother. Asking is of what I know of my surroundings. Very limited. Okay, so I'm asking to be like my mother. I want to be just like my mother. She was strong, she was spiritual, she was wise, she had it all. So I wanted to be just like her. I didn't know what else to ask concerning scripture or anything else to do, with the Bible. So here this man, this king, is living in his surroundings of all of these gods and sacrifices to Baal and all this stuff, okay? So his natural response to what he is saying is that he will give up a burnt offering. Maybe speaks to, okay? So his natural response to what he is saying is that he will give up a burnt offering. Maybe speaking too fast. But just like him, it was like a military, it was political. Like he was saying, if you give me this victory, well, the victory was already his. It's just that he never trusted God.
You see, on your side, Marianne, on your side, you see what I've been doing. I've been doing, and I displayed a lot of faith, and I still said 3 already of my enemies already believe I won. Do I really believe it myself? Did you do what I told you to? What did you tell me? That you asking me, did you do what I told you to? I know what it's referring to. I know what it's referring to. You don't know, but I know what it's referring to. Remember when I said that, and you did agree. You did agree with me. First you said those words never came out from your mouth. Then after that you said, okay, maybe, but if it was God telling you through you, telling me through you, his intention, then maybe he could do it again. I know this, what it's referring to. Did you do, or did you do what I told you to? Oh, maybe you don't know what you're doing, but I know what you're doing. I know what's from him, and I know what's from you. I know what's from you. I know what's from him. So, this is from you. But this is from him. This is from you. But this is from him. So, you show birds, eating, even fighting when there's plenty for all the birds. But here, since there's no description, there's no words, there is only this for me to understand. Bird interlude, did you do what I told you to? Oh, I know what it's referring to. I know. If I would not be here, already you would be with me. You made it clear. You made it clear to me. A while back, Jesus told me something that I disregarded, even though I saw it. I was not believing in the promise, because you had crushed my faith when I was with you, and you saw what I was preparing. I was preparing for you and me. You said no. Then you saying what today? You saying get a place, get a double bed, and then what? So back then he told me there's going to be a sign. If there is this sign, then you know that you have to go get a place for yourself. I disregard it. Now you are saying, did you do what I told you to? The reason why you're not with me is because I didn't. I didn't get an apartment. I didn't get the double bed. So you're telling me what? Repetitively, well, you think we're going to fit in your single bed? I wanted to have guarantee that if I do all the efforts that I did the first time when I was visiting you at Sinaï, at Desjardins, that if I would do again all this effort, I wanted some guarantee, because the last time I did it and I got nothing. So even though I got the signs, even though you are repeating the same message, did you do what I told you to? I'm still not really believing. Because, see, I have not done what's necessary to make it possible. I didn't do the necessary things to make possible, when you might be more than ready for it, because past imagination. Samuel told me about that. Samuel told me that women, they need to first imagine themselves before. So maybe I don't have the same experience that Samuel has. I have my own experience, and I could see different hints. But I made myself unavailable out of my own rebellion, because I was angry how it turned out, for the sacrifice that I had to endure for all these years, and the hurt. And if I could avoid, I would not post this. But after everything that's been done, maybe it's better for me to post it. Because I'm asking you to be honest and to make a true testimony. So I have also. Cannot get more trustworthy than that. You said you were impressed by my straightforwardness into a huge display of sincerity. Now you have it. It's your turn. Because you wanted guarantee, I want guarantee as well. Promising, okay, you want me to make the first move, promising to disappear again? To disappear? Well, you disappeared. I can also put it on other people's shoulder. This is fascinating to me when you put it like that. This one here, Liar, liar, you scratch on fire, letting me make the next move and promising to disappear again. I was there. You chose someone else.
Cracker Barrel. Ça, c'est du fromage.
Il n'y a pas de mot à faire sur l'adversaire. Ça, c'est la nouvelle casquette de Team Joe. Il y a déjà du monde sur le bord du chemin qui nous a demandé de faire partie de notre Team Joe parce qu'il était curieux à cause de la carotte. Là. Fait que ça commence déjà à être payant. Là.
You know the salary that you say is not really a salary. From Jonathan Olin. Are we on? Is it rolling? Don't show my face. From Samuel Coutier, don't worry. Then from me again. So this is the new cap for Team Joe. There are people already on the street asking about our merchandise and wanting to join us. They were curious about the carrot cap. It's starting to get lucrative, so I went to buy spaghetti. Well, thank God that I didn't ask you too much insisting about making the traduction over my videos, because else it would have went very wrong. Because you know, you say this like this, asking for about merchandise, and it's starting to get lucrative, but the way you make the traduction is not about the intention, because the intention is what I was about to say, is I was saying what I sowed now starting to be ready for reaping, and so for an harvest and to be bringing much fruits. That's what was the traduction that I would be expecting. But this is a translation from looking over the surface of things and seeing the merchandise when I'm saying about the fruits and the harvest from what I sowed and to reap in due time. It's starting to get lucrative, so I went to buy spaghetti. You know what that means. And then you say, no, I don't. Then you made the discovery about what I meant by spaghetti, and so after that, you answer me back by, you found your new religion, and your new religion is about the spaghetti, so it was a way for you to give me the okay sign because of the spaghetti and your new religion. John Olin pursuing, so now the rules are going to be, I will be absent from YouTube as long as you aren't ready to take the risk of coming to see me in person. You let me know how you want to proceed, and you will see after a couple of weeks you will begin to miss me. Not another contract made on a napkin you couldn't help yourself ripping up. But it's hard for me to rip up a contract if you have a copy of the contract yourself. And since this is going on both our channels, then you do have your copy of the contract.
He already had thanked God for all those cities that he had already conquered. But just like him, it was like a military. It was political. Like he was saying, if you give me this victory, well, the victory was already his. It's just that he never trusted God. He already had thanked God for all those cities that he had already conquered, and the victory was handed over to him, but he didn't trust him enough to take this one and bring it in. So what does he do? He jumps like the cart before the horse, and he turns around and doesn't believe that Jesus or God can do this. So he puts out this vow that he will, the first thing that comes through the door.
So you see, I didn't get the apartment. I did the whining. because I didn't believe that he would really bring you back to me. But here, I see the proof that he did, because you've been here for 8 months, and I still don't believe enough to get myself a place, even though you saying very loud, go get a place. And then your last message is, did you do what I told you to do? Did you do?
He will give us a burnt sacrifice, which ends up being his only child, his daughter. He can do this, so he puts out this vow that he will, the first thing that comes through the door, he will give us a burnt sacrifice, which ends up being his only child, his daughter.
And then at the same time this is going on, there is the footprint of the daughter of John Quinton. Alongside the story, alongside his story, there is the footprint story of the daughter John Quinton doing courtship to my cousin, as to tell me that if I'm not doing anything anytime soon, there's going to be other contender, because she's no longer with Simon. Simon didn't want to protect her. He just turned her away. She understood the relationship was done. She does not say what she is going to say in the next video. If I'm so wrong, then why Kelly Barr is getting from the inspiration, this obviously from the Holy Spirit, in full support with my story that I have no way to know except believing and saying it. Because my cousin, Marianne, does not show her face in the testimony. So there's a part hid. And with me, either I don't show my face at all, or I show everything. You know, with me, it's all or nothing.
Then it shall be that whatsoever cometh from of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. And it came to pass, when he saw her, that he had rented his clothes, and said, Alas, my daughter, thou hast brought me very low, and thou art one of them that troubled me. For I have opened my mouth unto the Lord, and I cannot go back. And I felt very, very low the next morning for the things that I had asked.
You remember on video, my cousin did say, my prophecy was, you will be muted. And then after that, she said, no, I don't want to be a prophet. I don't want to be a witch. I'm sorry, everybody. Well,
rented his clothes and said, Alas, my daughter, thou art dead from shores. He will give us a burnt sacrifice, which ends up being his only child, his daughter. Then it shall be that whatsoever cometh from of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. And it came to...
You have 2 boys and 1 girl. Is it not speaking to you, Marianne? Kelly Barr, that was there to help me because you wouldn't do it. Kelly Barr talking about her mother had 2 boys, 1 girl. Kelly Barr asked God to have 2 girls, 1 boy. Was granted. But then there was a choice that needed to be done. And then you have 2 boys, 1 girl. So the last born, almost her birthday, 1 year old. I'm not doing anything. I'm seeing and I'm reporting. When you said that I should apologize to make you afraid, you should apologize for rebellion, all the time, doing contrary, turning your back. This part was yours. And lying, and lying, and lying, and hiding as long as you could. This part was yours. So you have 2 boys, 1 girl. Kelly has asked and received for 2 girls, 1 boy. Talking about her mother had 2 boys, 1 girl. You said, before hearing what Kelly Barr would bring up to your attention, you already said, nothing Kelly can say will change your heart. Don't you think that it has to do with something? Kelly Barr talking about her mother, 2 boys, 1 girl. Herself asked for 2 girls, 1 boy. She received exactly as she asked from the 2 fathers that she had asked for. Exactly. She's giving a testimony. She is sacrificing her life for us. Instead of asking me to apologize to make you afraid, why don't you receive the fear of the Lord that you might be saved? Thank Him for the fear. Because them that don't fear His name, they gnash their teeth in hell, in the bottomless pit, even in the fire lake. The smoke ascended up forever, and they have no rest, day nor night. It was in your testimony, you heard me, you gnashed your teeth, and then you had to go to fix it to the dentist? Was it another lie? Or did it really happen? Were you playing with me again? I cannot know when you lie and when you tell the truth. I have no idea, because I'm so naive. And Jesus said, what you do to the little ones that believe in me, then it's better for you to get a rock upon your neck and throw yourself in the ocean. You said that I'm childlike. He said, if you do to the little ones, you do to me. To them that believe, the little ones that believe in me. So maybe I didn't trust God enough to get an apartment from my double work that you completely disregarded, denied, and underestimated, that I would not want to do it again. And then after that was the message, did you do what I told you to do?
To pass, when he saw her, that he had rented his clothes, and said, Alas, my daughter, thou hast brought me very low, and thou art one of them that troubled me. For I have opened my mouth unto the Lord, and I cannot go back. And I felt very, very low the next morning for the things that I had asked. You see, I didn't know I am. I knew of I am through the movie.
I know what happened, Kelly. I know why they deleted your third part. Because they perceived the effect and the threat over each of your work, and they had estimated that the third part would be more damageable. But they did not know what I would do with it. Because it's much more effectual now, because our parts are joined, because I do testify over your testifying to bring together a great effect. They did not know what I would do with it. So they took away your third part. They could see something maybe over the surface of things more damageable, so they decided to take your third part away. They deleted my slide with all my works for the third part. What did I say? What did they see? Fighting the good fight. So they took a portion which they thought would be more effective, but they did not know the effect because they did not know what I would do with your parts 1 and 2. So in the speech, there is the part conscience of my own doing. There is the part of the speech also inspired by the Holy Spirit, the angels helping me to say the message from God, and it's going all together to convince to repentance. She said that it needs to be from her. She needs to decide to repent. I cannot force it on her. But what I did say, I said that I help her to realize the weight of the sins, and how it was not just in my head, but now also in her head, every day, morning, evening, the night. It's always in her head. She feels something, and she's struggling to control herself over it. So, not to lose touch with reality, continue to feed your children, but don't say I cannot reach to you because you're still here. And if I would have done something that was really not interesting, then you would have gotten bored. You would have just went some other places. Why don't you acknowledge? Why are you not grateful for it? Why are you not happy that, you were happy when you were chosen from your 2 sisters? You did glorify yourself from it, and it was an evil thing. But when something good is done, you try to hide in shame. You don't want to be part of it. I mean, when I said humiliation from Satan, they will accept, they will endure, but humiliation from Jesus, they don't. They don't bear it. I hope people can see the difference. Do you think that it's bothering her? The humiliation with John Quinton? It's not bothering her. What's bothering her is that she knows that I have something I will find worthy of reproach. So, this is what's bothering her. And Jesus said, count the reproach greater riches. Because if he's giving a reproach, it's because he wants to get you back. Count it greater riches. When I told you, after you asked me, what do you want, Jonathan? And I told you, well, there is what I want and there is what he wants. I was very, very honest there because I'm not sharing necessarily everything that he makes me say because I'm not alone. Esteeming the reproach of Christ greater riches than the treasure in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. So, you're over there with Simon Larouche. He's kind of rich. Okay, I mean, you could get a house somewhere, a place where, rich people go. He's got his business and all of that. But then, you're still over here because you're looking for other riches. What makes you feel important? What makes you feel alive? How can you know about the questions that you had from your childhood? You know that the other people would not try to find for themselves the answer, so they should share with you afterward. but they only try to discourage you from hearing the answers that would come from the people that really ask him and with great patience waited for the answer, and then freely sharing back with the people that are not patient and are not sincerely asking. That's why there's a bunch of robbers around us that don't appear, because it seems like there's nobody here. There's nobody here, but there's a lot of people here. All the invisible spirits. And so enough recording. I have no space anymore on the keys, and Mary Piri is not anymore around to try to convince me that I should continue.